We do want to apologize for some phone interruptions that are happening during this recording. Thank you. Hello and welcome back to the Unfiltered by Jade. Today in studio we have with us two persons, a male and a female, because we're speaking on a topic that I believe requires both parties. And the topic is going to be on submission. I know a lot of persons, especially the women, have an issue with submission and how to submit and why should we submit. And it's such a touchy topic. But that's why we have a man here also, because he's definitely going to help us to understand or try to understand from a male perspective what it is to be submissive to a man. And we have a female also. She's going to definitely go in, and I'm a female, so therefore I'm definitely going in on this topic also. So we have Tia and we have Ordi. Hi, guys.
Hi, thanks for
Greetings,
having me.
greetings. Yes, yes.
hmm
Yeah. I don't know, but Ordi, you want to introduce yourself to the persons listening?
Sure. All right. So good God, what am I? I am
It
I am
happened.
no, for real. Like I have so many hats. So I am a musician slash poet.
Wow.
Um, yeah. So I'm Christian as well, but
Okay, good.
not the typical.
Traditional.
Yeah, not the traditional. I would say I'm very radical, very
hmm
unorthodox.
hmm
Um, so sometimes I'll say some stuff that like the traditional Christian might buck against, but if they really like look into the word and like understand it, they'll fall in line. But anyways, I go by O to the R, but back in the day, my stage name used to be Ordinary, so people used to call me Artie,
Okay.
you know. Yeah, so it's O2DR because like if you look for Ordinary, you can't find it, but O to the
hmm
R, you'll find it real quick. So
hmm
that's me in a nutshell.
Okay, nice meeting you. I'm Tia. My field of choice is marketing and customer service for a great extent. As it relates to Christianity, I'm also unorthodox as it relates to that because my viewpoint on things is kind of straight away from the thinking of the traditional thinking Christian, so to speak. So you will find that, they'll consider me, I don't know, black sheep, you want to call it Jade or what. But yeah, that's pretty much. I look at things objectively.
Heard from Ordi and Tia with your introduction, so now I want to dive into the topic. And because Tia said she look at things objectively, we definitely want to hear some of that in this podcast. So we're talking about submission, what it is actually to submit, and why is it so hard for us females to
Hmm.
submit?
Me
What is
being a
submission?
gentleman, I'll
Yes,
allow Tia to go ahead first,
No
and
problem.
then
go ahead.
I'll share my thoughts after.
No, I mean, submission. Women find it difficult. I'm objective, so I'm going to look at it both sides. Submission, if we're looking at the actual word, what submission means is actually accepting something. So it's on an individual basis in which we're going to accept it. To each woman, it's different to what level they would submit themselves or what they would submit to. So I would look at it like that.
Mm,
So it's a general thing to say that all women must accept a particular thing or all women are submissive. It is based on the individual and it comes from varying things, how they were conformed, how they brought up the person that they're dealing with, and then it leads from there. With submission, it is also stemmed from our society, how we are cultured because it is how it is done is that women supposed to, as it is said in the Bible, that the man is the head and the woman supposedly to be the neck. With society from generation gone back is a thing where the men are considered the breadwinner and the woman is the one that stay home and take care of the kids and take care of the home and all of those, such a nurturing aspect of things. It was conformed like that. And because of that, as we go along and as we developed and as the generation changes, we conform to that same thing. What has happened in a couple of years? Women are now stepping out. because they have become more independent, and they have now gotten access to a lot of things that afford them the opportunity to step out and stand their ground. Because of that, you realize that with some relationships with a man and woman, the women tend to forget that little nurturing soft side and to say yes to something to the over or whatever the Bible says, and want to conform to what them feel. Because you will say that submission is based on authority and whatever power there is. So sometimes in a woman's head, because she have achieved certain things, she's saying that this man that she's with cannot tell her, because based on her earning power, she's the one that actually should do as she please. Some women, they're natural submissive. And it all goes back again to G. What aspect of submission are we talking about? And to what level or boundaries that each individual or woman put on themselves as they would go and where they would not go. So I think submissiveness is an individual thing of accepting whatever it is from a woman's perspective. Ready?
Mm-hmm. All right.
I agree mostly with what Tia says. For me, I think it boils down to respect.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's not something that should be confined to a financial thing or earning power.
Mm-hmm.
It's a respect thing,
Mm-hmm.
because you have scenarios where there are gonna be women that as Tia stated, society has changed and women are in the workforce at a higher rate than in yesteryears. And statistically, you also find that women are more there are more female college graduates
Mm-hmm.
than there are men.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes women have like earned their way to higher earning financial status, and but the thing is that it doesn't mean
Mm-hmm.
that they are not supposed to work with certain things that God put in place,
Yeah.
and in fact that's where society kind of falling apart, because
Mm-hmm.
everybody doing their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I believe one of the reasons why it is hard for women to submit to men
Mm-hmm.
is that the quote unquote men are not really men.
Yeah,
You have a
That is
lot
it.
of you have a lot of
That is
and before
exactly it.
actually and let me stick up in here before anybody listen to me and think that I am one of those like men bashing
uh-uh.
types. That's not the case here, because also some women, they're not as I said, the society breakdown. So like you have a whole bunch of girls walking around in women bodies and boys walking around in a some man frame.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And both genders not ready yet. We're not
No.
prepared. It's not like back in the Bible days where um back in the Bible days, like a 12-year-old, 13-year-old girl, those girls were getting married.
Yep.
And the reason why and culturally it was different,
Mm-hmm.
so it was acceptable. But those girls were ready and prepared to run a house.
Yes.
Those girls could hold it down. But if you look at the average 12-year-old girl these days, even a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, they can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so it's not just the men who are not ready, the
It
women
is.
are not ready too.
Mm-hmm.
However, it doesn't matter what culture you're in, what society, a woman will find it hard to submit to a man that she doesn't respect.
Yes, that's true.
And I've found that the way we've been raised, we rush into
Mm-hmm.
relationships before we find ourselves.
Yes.
Um, I'll tell you, I'll speak for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up without a strong father figure in the house, I had to figure it out on my own. And even though I am intelligent and like wise beyond my years,
Mm-hmm.
I still have blind spots. So it
Mm-hmm.
took me a while to get the whole picture of what being a man is.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of the ingredients, but I didn't know how to put the pieces together. You understand? And I've been
Mm.
in relationships with women
Mm-hmm.
that saw the potential in me, but a woman cannot teach a man how to be a man.
No.
You understand? You
True.
need a man to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So she was frustrated. She could not guide me to where she wanted me to be,
Mm-hmm.
but she saw all of the potential and she saw all of the ingredients of what she wanted, but she couldn't make it work.
Not in the right
You
portion.
understand? So right, so
Mm-hmm.
I had to put that together myself. I had to figure it out. I had to go get the education. I had to go read books.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And put it all together. And so from where I'm at right now, I can look back and I see other people going through the same things that I went through,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, now where I'm at, I don't have a problem commanding that respect from a woman, and I don't say command as in like a domineering type of
Mm-hmm.
way, like your
May I
presence.
ask you please to me like how you explain it, because I don't want nobody coming to get upset at me. Say I have a man talking about his commanding respect. I mean, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, because a man supposed to can command, or else a man is supposed to command respect
Yeah, because
where he
it's not
goes from his
it's not
woman.
that it's demanding, it's
No,
commanding. So it's different. Because when you're command,
and guess
yeah.
and then guess what?
Mm-hmm.
And and then commanding the respect is not necessarily with your words.
No, your actions.
Exactly. No.
Your presence,
Yeah.
your presence.
Mm-hmm.
You carry yourself the way you're leading by
Where
example.
you speak, everything.
You understand? Leading by example, because you have to do your part. Then other people can look at you and be like, okay, I I am okay with doing the things that he's telling me to do because he's doing them himself. He's not a fraud. He's not one of those do as I say and not as I do types.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot. Being a man is it's the integrity has to be there. You have to be somebody that is accountable, and people and those are the things that people look at and they trust and they respect it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, once you embody these type of things, people, women and men, will look at you and respect you.
Mm-hmm.
So it
What
starts
I
there.
that's a that's a good point. What I want to You had said something earlier that I want to go back to. A woman won't respect a man. Well, a woman won't decide to submit to a man that she doesn't respect, right? And a woman, aka, let me speak for myself, me, Jade, I don't feel that I don't think that I can respect a man who doesn't behave like a man. As you say, he is still a boy in a man's body. There is no way, shape, or form. Knowing the personality that I have, because normally they say stronger women who are having a problem with submission or submissing themselves to a man. And for me, I'm probably one of those that fall in that category. I am submissive, but it is I need a male who, or I need a man who can lead. You have some men who you can't make a decision. All right, can we do this? I don't know. What do you think? All right, these bills need to be paid. I don't know. What do you think? Okay, where's the direction that the family is going? I don't know. What do you think? If I'm asked, if it is, it's always what I think, and you can make that decision. Probably it is that we should exchange underwears now.
All right, listen to
Probably
this.
it is that I should probably just take it up the
All
main
right,
road.
listen to this now, Jay. Even though a submission doesn't mean that it's just a woman is going to submit. Each relationship or partners is going to vary. You'll find a couple where the woman is more of an aggressor. When I mean aggressor, not to fight, in terms of being assertive. Yes, let me use that word. A more assertive woman. So you realize that she take the hand with deal with certain finances of the family, whilst that man is a person who deal with maybe the other little run around house, and maybe he does better with the kids. So
I
if that's a
understand that,
dynamics
because
like that,
each person plays a
yeah,
role.
everybody will play a
I
role.
understand
So
it, because each
submissiveness,
person plays a role. But there are relationships. I have been in relationships
mm-hmm,
where the man does not want to do anything, because guess what? No man, but you know more than me, or it is you have more experience, Jade. So you do it. How about learning? Ordinary said something where he had to learn, read up, do these
Right.
things, so that no, he has the ability, or no, he has the knowledge of how to be a man. So now he can walk in a room and his woman respects him. He walks in a room, other people respect him. You have some men who don't want to be, they want to be soft man. There is no way. Antia, you and I have almost the
experience.
same
And everything. Yeah.
personality. We have the same
Uh-huh.
personality where things are concerned. And I don't see even my father said it to me. My father had said this, with you, the way how your personality is, you have a very strong
Yeah.
personality. Therefore, you can't have any man that you will easily be able to walk over, because they have to
Stand their
take up
ground.
responsibility for
Yeah, I
things.
agree with
They have to stand
that.
their ground.
And
And I have seen some quote unquote, and I'm gonna say staff man who I had to be saying, all right, no, do this way. And I have the truth is I have no problem helping them, but as Audie said, a woman can't teach a man to be a man.
let me tell you,
After a
So
while,
so
it
so
becomes frustrating.
let me tell you what has
all right.
happened
So
over
let
the
me
years. What I think, I should let you talk already. What has happened, what I see happening, and what the trend is lot of homes, especially with the Caribbean lifestyle. The fathers are always, most of the time, absent. Even if they're there, they're absent. So what has happened to these
mm,
boys becoming men? They don't have any examples. So you see, when they're in a
right.
relationship, just as I'd already was saying, it's not that he doesn't want it, but he just didn't know how. So what happens now? Women,
Right.
emotionally, as women, we are able to take charge quicker than men. Men have to grow into their own. So you'll find a relationship where the woman have to feel like you're teaching or you're babying this man. And it's not that they don't have it in them. It's because the home is broken down from that. Because when you check it out, most of us, even for our fathers, there's just that he's not there most of the time. The fathers are not there, especially in the Caribbean dynamics of family life. That is what is happening. So they're not rooted. So when it comes to the point for them to stand their ground, there's nothing for them to stand on. So it's going to be a continuous cycle when, as women, some of the women have to be trying to hold up these men or trying to letting them become. Marriages are going to be failing because of that. Because women have to be taking charge, and it's
All right.
frustrating.
Let me jump in right here. So because it's a couple of things. Um, the man is responsible on becoming,
Mhm.
yeah,
Right.
but also the woman is responsible because she chose that man
Exactly. So it's an
or that
individual
quote
basis.
unquote
Yeah.
soft man.
No,
You
hold
understand?
on. No, but
Some of these things you don't know
go
until
ahead.
anyway. Go ahead.
No, but here's the thing. But how did you make a decision that you wanted to be in a relationship with this guy? I mean,
You know.
All right. So
okay,
all right.
all
So
right,
for my
hang on. So, all right. So, from a relationship perspective, maybe you may not know that much about the person because you're getting to know the person.
Exactly.
But if you're going to take it to a level where you say, yo, you're gonna marry the person, then hopefully you have spent enough time observing this
To know
person,
how they
seeing
operate.
how they are in different, yeah, see how them operate in different contexts, so you can make an informed decision. Because the thing is, um, unfortunately, even if this guy is not a good leader and he's not a really strong example of a man, you chose that guy,
Yes,
you know.
that's true.
So it kind of falls on you that, you know, it's a represent him being weak is a
Up
representative
here
of
are you.
you because you still made that bad decision to go with him,
Let me tell you one. Let me
and the
put
other way
one
around
Oh,
too.
equate in
hold on,
already.
hold on.
Hang on,
Hear my point of this.
hang on, and the other way around too, because
I'm going to tell already something.
sometimes men,
If they know,
no, hang on, hear me out. Because sometimes men will criticize the woman
of
that they're
course,
with, but
they make the
again, you
decision.
chose her,
Yeah.
right? You understand? So I just want to be clear that
No,
both parties are getting what I am saying. You understand?
yeah, yeah,
Nobody is
but
But
let
but
me
exempt
tell
here.
you
but
something.
what I'm saying is, what I'm
But
saying is, for
hang on, because some points were made in the past that I kind of wanted to address. I don't want us to get away from it. So, I think Tia was talking earlier,
Mhm.
and there's a difference between a man being a leader and there being specific roles within the relationship.
Yeah,
You understand? Because the woman can be good at finances, but that doesn't mean that the man is
not the head.
necessarily. I mean, it's yeah, exactly. It doesn't mean that he's not the head. It's
Mhm.
just that if that man is wise and he realizes that his woman is better with
They
finances,
can't do
then it
it.
would behoove him to allow her to make certain decision.
Mhm.
You understand? Because once you come together, it's a team effort.
Yes.
And if I am on, I don't know if you guys watch basketball or whatever. If
Mhm.
I'm on a basketball team and there's somebody on my team that's a better shot than me, I'm going to try to get the ball to them so that they can take the shot.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be selfish
And
and say,
hug
oh,
them
I
all.
want the glory, I want to look good, so I'm going to hug the ball. You
Mhm.
understand? So if I know that my wife is better at finances, then by all means,
Make her
you
do
deal
it.
with that. There are going to be things that I am good at, that I am better at,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will have to walk into those roles.
Mm-hmm.
Also, before the man took up a woman, and before that woman took already know where he's going with his life. So if he has that direction that he's going in, then it should already, when it's not a matter of him being with his woman and she's like, so wait, what is your direction for the family? No, I'm already going in that
Mm-hmm.
direction. And in order for you to be my wife, you have to be going in a similar direction so that we can work together and agree and go in the same
Exactly.
direction. So if you're asking the husband what is the direction for the family, it's already late, because
No,
he
but
should have known where he was going already.
Mm-hmm.
right, but things change. Things change in real. I've seen many relationships where, all right, it starts at, okay. First of all, we're not going to know everything about the individual until we get married, because not everybody lives with their partner before. I, for once, don't live with men before I get married to them. That doesn't happen. So there are certain things that you won't know until you are in that union and things happen. I have also known people who have been with men or women, vice versa, it doesn't matter who. And the persons have, they know where they're going, the goal is there, they're given directions, everything. And then when they get married, they drop that bomb.
Mm-hmm.
No, they don't know what to
Mm-hmm.
do. They don't know direction to go. They don't know what they want to do because they don't want to change careers. So okay, they want to move to this
But
state. They
but
want to
but
move to. They don't know. They don't
but
know.
but but
And a
but, but,
man
but
who
here's the
is
thing.
the
But
head
but
and don't know what to do, what decision to make, how to go about doing things. I don't think he's the head. I don't think he can be a head.
but okay. So here's the thing. Maybe you're not giving the best examples, and I'm picking on them wrongfully. But if a man says he wants to change his career, or if he wants to move to another state, that doesn't mean he doesn't have a vision for the
No.
family, you know. You understand? Because he might have a specific goal that he's trying to get to, and he realizes that being in another state or in another
Make it
country
better.
will be
Mm-hmm.
better. Yeah, or
Financially.
he might realize, you know what, this career is not going to be like, he maybe he has the foresight to say, you know what, 10 years from now, this job is going to be replaced by
So let me get
computers.
into
I
this.
need to get out of this
Mm-hmm.
from now to get into something else to make sure that my family can eat 10 years from now. So it depends. And I think I get the overall gist of what you're saying. So maybe I'm wrongfully picking on the specific analogies that you're using. But um that sounds like somebody who knows where they're going. It sounds like he has a plan. It sounds like he's making decisions. That's not what your issue is. Your issue is with a man who doesn't know what he's doing. He can't make a decision of his own, and he puts that responsibility
Totally on the
on the
woman.
woman. Because and then the next thing is this. Earlier you were saying you don't think you can respect a man who, is not able
He's
to
not
do
a
what
good
he's
decision
supposed to do.
maker. No.
I will sub I will submit to you that and this is something that I used to look at women and think, that they're not good women, and that them domineering or whatever. But I have come to realize that uh on a biological level,
Mm.
it's not even a woman's fault. On a
Hormonal,
biological level, she's wired
hormonally
to
wired like that.
strength. You understand? If it was back in the days with a caveman thing where survival was a physical thing, women went for the
To
strongest
some,
man
yes,
back then. Nowadays, no, that's
yeah,
what it
you have
was,
to go.
because
You can go hunt,
that's what,
go kill
if
the
you have a
meat,
strong
you go
man,
club out something.
yes, him can go
Yeah,
hunt. He can hunt. He can protect the
right.
family. He can make sure that if another village come in, they don't take
Can
away the wife
defend,
and take away the
right?
kids. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So that's what it was back then. But now we evolved to a financial strength where finances is
Yes.
important. So I used to look at it and say, "Oh, women are
No.
gold diggers and stuff like that." But no, they need. I mean, okay, just as how God set up the rules that women are supposed to submit to the
Mm-hmm.
men, God also set up the rules with responsibilities for the men, that hey, you're supposed to be a protector,
Exactly.
provider. You
Yes.
understand? So these are like laws that are
Mhm.
written inside of us. It's programmed in us, and a woman will automatically have a problem, even if it's on a subconscious level and she's not sure
But in
what
a
it
man,
is. Even if she submits to him and she's with him, something is going to be nagging on the inside if he is
yeah,
too.
that is true.
So I realized that it's not that the women are bad, it's not that they're gold diggers or whatever. They need security. Women need
So,
security. You understand? And the thing is as a man created in the image of God, who is a creator, who creates his own things. We are able to create our own
mhm,
worlds, just like how he created the world with his
mhm,
own words. We are able to look at the world and the life that we want, and to some
manifest
extent
it.
go after it.
Mhm.
And I know that some people have certain barriers and stuff that hold them back in life. But generally speaking, you can envision what you want and go
You have to
after it.
manifest, man.
So instead of, if you find yourself at a level that is less than what your woman wants, or less than what the women in your past have wanted,
Go up
then
to it.
instead of complaining that all of the women are
Fix
materialistic
you.
or whatever, then you within yourself grow to that
Exactly.
level, aspire to be
Hmm.
better. There's nothing wrong with being better and being a better version of
Yes.
yourself, because that creates all kinds of confidence in yourself. When you walk in a room and you're walking with your chest up and your shoulders broad and thing, it's not a fake confidence. It's because you know that you're putting the work to grow to the level that
Hmm.
you are right now. And that's where you're able to look at women and say, boy, she might be pretty, but she don't cut it.
Exactly.
You understand? Because you
Mm.
because you are full of substance, so you're looking for substance as well.
Hmm.
You understand? So it's a thing where men have to put in the work. I mean, honestly, if I could live my life again, in my 20s, I would not be pursuing any relationships.
Focus on you.
Mm.
That sound like a super radical thing
No,
or a crazy thing for say, because our
No,
Jamaican
actually,
culture,
no,
listen,
it doesn't.
our
listen,
Jamaican
It,
listen.
culture
If
do
it
it.
makes
I could
sense.
do it over, I
But
would have done the same thing. And I'm a woman because I got married when I was like 20. That is way, 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 way too young. Especially it's way too young. I think that's a mistake we make in relationship. We keep
but
focusing on the
actually,
relationship and not
actually,
ourselves.
actually, no. But here's the thing. All right, so I agree and I disagree with
Mhm.
you, because here's the thing. There are exceptions to that rule. I
Yeah.
know a few.
Hmm.
And
I
it
know a
works.
few
Of course,
people
and
who
it
got
works.
married young, and it
Mhm.
works. But here's the thing: having a strong parental background for both,
Well, that's
those things
yeah,
help you. You understand?
that's a
Because
support there.
the man have a man in his life
Mm-mm.
teaching him how to be a man.
Mm-mm.
You understand? And that woman, she has um good, strong, even godly women around her, showing her how to be
Exactly.
a woman. So it increases their
So,
chances of success when
well,
them
there
come
you
together.
go. Well,
You
there you
understand?
go.
However,
But,
so that's me disagreeing with you.
mhm,
Now, where I agree
mhm.
with you is, I would say, man, I have evolved so much
It's
over the
developed.
years that I find some truth in that statement where they say life begins at
Hmm.
30. You understand? And I have a friend who just crossed the 40 barrier, and she said to me, say, yo, trust me, life begins at 40. So if you're growing and
The
you're moving in the right
milestone.
direction, it actually keeps it gets
Yeah,
better,
it seems
it
so.
gets better. But like I said, in my 20s, I would have been getting my money right.
Hmm.
You understand? Because I was wasting my time in relationships, spending money on women and all sort of stuff, going on dates, and yeah, focus on you, build up
I tell
yourself.
women the same
You
thing, so.
understand? Not just money wise. Yeah, woman need to work on the
Yeah,
money too.
that's
You
what I'm
understand?
telling you.
True.
So
Independence,
that way,
independence.
so, so
Yeah,
yeah, so that way,
exactly.
exactly. So
Look, it
that way, you're
depends
not in a
on the man
relationship where you're held
and what happens.
hostage.
Some of these women they keep
Where you're held
exactly because you're
hostage.
dependent on the man to survive. For you, you as women, we have to set up and make that mark for ourselves, so we have something also to put to the table. So it won't be a case when we are reliant
So and that way,
on the men.
and that way, to agree on piggyback on what you're saying, you're not depending on, you're not making your decision based off of
Exactly.
You understand? You're not making a decision. I don't want to starve to death, so let me take anybody who I get.
Exactly.
True,
And you're
true,
submitting
You
them
true,
to
understand?
something
true.
Because
that is not for you and is not working for you. So that is what I would
right,
implore
because
women to do. Get themselves, just as though you are to make that
right,
step
so
back,
that's
get yourself grounded, get solid, and then you look after that
right.
and stop going out searching for men
You
who
know, you
have
know,
made theirs.
you know.
That is
The
very
funny thing
important
about
as
that is that
women.
I have
We need to learn to stand that because yes, men are the head, but we also have to come with something to the table. you know, and I think a
Yes,
right
lot of it
sir.
because
here, us women,
we
we're too
can't.
dependent on men. Come with something to
Right,
the
Right.
table to
right.
Because
make
here's the
I
something of
thing.
yourself.
All right. All
because
right.
we
No,
don't
no,
want to.
I know the
There's,
conversation starts.
there's a lot, a whole lot. There's a lot of women who just go to the table expecting the man alone to bring
No,
something when they have nothing more
no.
to
Yeah,
bring.
yes, you know that.
And and
Oh my gosh,
and
don't get me started on that.
and
Don't get me
my
started
thing
on that.
my
Oh,
thing is, if it is that you cannot
oh,
go to the table asking a man what is it that you have to offer when you go there with just a pretty face, nothing in your head,
No,
and just a body.
no,
It does
no.
not
You have
work.
to more
But
substance.
before we continue on this hot topic, we are gonna take a break and
oh.
come back.
We do want to apologize for some phone interruptions that are happening during this recording. Thank you.
We are speaking about submission, and the topic just started getting hot because, as we pointed out, we have too many women who just have bodies and nothing else to offer in a relationship. Yet still, they don't want to be submitted to a man, or they don't want to submit to a man because the man have nothing to offer
Listen,
when they themselves have nothing to
this,
offer to a relationship.
listen
So,
to me. I have to run in right here. So I have to
The
run in. I have to
submitting.
run in. We can't even before, man. I make you do the thing properly. I'm ready for running.
Submit.
Listen to me. A word to the ladies. Like, be wise about it. Like, sit down and pre the
mhm,
thing. If all you're bringing to the relationship is your pretty face and
Mhm.
your body, this is going. What I'm gonna say might sound harsh, but it's just the reality of
Mhm.
it. Your body and your looks are a
It fades.
depreciating
It
asset.
fades.
The older
true.
you
New
get,
value.
the older you
Bring to
get,
your day.
is the less you can attract with it.
Exactly.
So you have to have more than your
Mhm.
looks. You have to be able to have a conversation. The
Conversation.
man if can sit down with you and hold a
All
reason.
right.
You understand? Listen to me. Why do you think sometimes man hang out with them bridging all sort of hours? Because them hold some good reason for it. Mind you, some of them hang out in other places.
Yes.
But most men, it's good when you can have a good
Mhm.
conversation with with somebody, and for the most part, it's been a thing where men don't think say, yo, them can't have them reasoning there with them woman. You understand? So for me, when me find a woman who can hold a conversation, just simply
Right.
that, hold a
Mhm.
reasoning, like with
Mhm.
logic and reason, and not just like emotions and based off of how you
Exactly.
feel. Like just have a conversation that is
Diamond
like
like pearl.
I, you
Mhm.
understand? And so women, you have to bring more than just your body and your looks, because your looks are gonna go, it's gonna go. So when it's gone, what do you have to offer this man at this point? Why should he stay with you? You understand? And when we say bring stuff to the table, even if your money is not
No
up,
man, it
that's
brings
fine.
something
But
solid.
can
Yeah.
you cook for him?
Mhm.
Can you guys be a
Mhm.
team? You
That's
understand?
what
He
it
does his
is.
part and bring home the bait. He brings home
And
the
you cook
pork,
it.
and you can turn it into
Exactly.
bacon. You
Mhm.
understand?
Lord, we have to
He
start
him, yeah,
some things that say I gonna hurt enough woman out there now because we
Them no
know
want cook.
we're living in an age where
but
women don't
but it's,
want to do anything. Me not hide on top
and
because
then here's
the truth is,
but hold on,
the
Jade. Let me finish the thought.
mhm.
And it's not a specific thing to like say, oh, the
Have to
woman
cook.
belongs in the kitchen, because
No.
again, if the woman cannot cook,
In
but hang
careful.
on, if the woman cannot cook, can you contribute in
Yeah.
other ways to the
Same thing.
team? You
Mhm.
understand? Can you, if even if it's just that the man go out and him work a 12-hour shift and him come home and him tired and him stressed, can you be a peaceful environment for
That's the
him?
next thing.
Can you like rub his back and make him feel relaxed so that him can know, say, yo, him can feel rejuvenated and ready for go out on the 12-hour again the next day. You understand? Make him be at work working hard and say, you know what, this job is hard and whatever, but at least I have a escape at home. When I go home, it's a peaceful place. Yeah, I have my woman that is pouring back into me. You understand? Can you encourage him? Give him encouraging words. Can you pray for
What I
him?
want
You
just to
understand?
interject,
When him
RD, if the role was reversed, will the men consider that demeaning if they have to do that for their woman? If the role was reversed, have a
let me answer this
specific
question. All right,
job
let me
like
answer that. Let me answer that. Let me answer. Man is strong and he knows himself. He shouldn't, because these are all definitions that are placed on us by
right.
society, saying that the men cannot stay home or whatever. But a man can stay home, you know. He might not be the
Nope.
breadwinner, you know, but he can stay home and still provide certain
Right.
stability and make sure say everything is in place. When the woman come home, she don't have to worry
Yes.
about anything. Everything
Same
is in
way.
place. You understand? So at the end of the day, you have to look at it as a team.
Exactly.
Like, all right. So let me get personal with this. Like, I've been, should I even
Don't
share this? I've been married before.
say all of us.
A friend of mine look at me. A friend of mine look at me and say, you know, my last name is Burrell. And he said, your name is a franchise, you know. And when you marry a woman, you are giving her access to 50% of the
Yeah.
franchise. So you have to be able to ask yourself objectively, what does this woman contribute to the Burrell
Yeah.
team? How does she help the team to win? Because when you come together in a relationship, love is not
Business is
enough.
a part of it, you know.
True.
Business aspect of it must
True.
be involved in it.
Yeah, it
True.
has to be. It has to be a business. And
Business,
listen,
even bad,
listen, your heart, and
work
your mind
together.
have to
A
agree with the other
balance. A
person.
balance.
So I don't. And what I mean is that your heart, as in you're attracted to the person, and you have these fond feelings of the person, but at the same time your mind
Practicality.
has to agree. Say, yo, listen, yeah, she's a stable woman. You understand? I'm not gonna bring home my money to her, and then I come home and there's a new car in the
Exactly.
driveway, or she buy a bunch of foolishness
Red
and wasting money
bottoms.
instead of paying the bills first. But you understand? Like you have to look at her and say, okay, she would be good with my kids,
Right.
she would be responsible. Yeah, all
Yeah.
of these things, it have to make sense. So it have to make
Listen,
sense to your mind and it has to make sense to your
Listen,
heart.
listen, I have yes, sir, you don't want to even get personal. I'm sure we have been married.
yeah.
So it is what
Experience
it
all
is.
of those things. I
It is
can
what
speak
it
to
is.
every aspect of that.
We have experienced these things. And even looking at that, I'm going to talk from my personal experience now. My first marriage, the thing is, I wouldn't even change that I got married early. I got married at
Oh,
23.
okay.
I'm not even going to change it because the truth is,
You're an
I would
experience.
not be who I am
If
today.
you haven't done that.
I would not be who I am today if I did not get married at that age. I learned. I believe I was ready. I grew up in a home where my parents were a firm foundation for me. I saw what a marriage is. I saw that, hey, it's not always gonna be good. It's not always gonna be bad. I've seen the foundation and what it is, how to make it worse. Things I have seen them do. I say, I'm not doing it, or I'm gonna do it. But it had to be with my mind change. The first marriage didn't work, sad to say, because of some issues where the other party was older, but he was not ready to be married at that time. So me now, I'm married again. This is my second marriage now, and for me, I have seen a difference with what it is to have a man lead me and not have a man lead me, and I can easily now submit without there being a battle. There is no tug and war. There's no to and fro. When we just started talking, an important question he asked me is, what is it that you're going to bring to this
You
table?
see?
I need to know what it is that you're bringing to the table, Jade, because I am done. He also was married before. For how
Experiences.
many years? So experiences. So now that he wants to get back into something, he's asking, what
More
is it that you're not going
questions.
to contribute? Because listen, I have no time to waste with anybody that is not invested or interested about things. When it is now that if it is that there's an argument, we don't, oh, you have some women who has an argument, them not talk to nobody and them find them phone up, find the next man who them can talk to. What is it that we're gonna do? We have decided if it is that there are many times that we have arguments now, what do we say? Listen, right now I don't like you. I don't like you because of whatever
Mhm.
happened, but I love you. Me now being angry, I am not now gonna not do things because we're angry. I'm not gonna do whatever it is. Before, if it was a similar case before where arguments is nobody not do nothing, I'll be there doing stuff and the other person not reciprocating because them vex and become a vex man for sure you some vex. There is nothing like that because at the end of the day, you can't hold a relationship or a marriage or you can't expect someone to submit when you're not even doing what you're supposed to be doing as a leader, showing how to lead so that I can be respected. I need to be respected because the Bible says men need to be respected and women need to be loved. If a woman does not feel loved, she can't feel respected. Bringing something important to the table is imperative for everybody because at the end of the day, when I get up and my hair don't look right and I'm not wearing no sexy clothes to seduce nobody or to make nobody feel good or whatever, the important thing for me at the time is to let us have a conversation. What can we talk about? Because those are the things that hold up something together. Because not every day we get up, we're going to like the person that we're with. We have to make a conscious decision every day to love who it is that we are with at the time. And we have to make a
All
conscious
right.
decision that, listen,
Ooh. Wait. You said a key thing right there. You have to make a decision to love. Listen, what I have discovered is that the biblical definition, because everybody like to to throw the word love around,
Loosely.
and people will describe it as a feel. Oh, I feel like no, love has nothing to do with
No, emotions
feelings.
are different.
Love
nope.
is a
Decision you
decision.
make. Everything is business for me,
What's I think what
It's a
is it
choice.
second?
It's a
I
choice.
I think it's listen,
It's a choice.
hang on. I think it's Second Corinthians, the one where say the one about charity,
Love is
faith, hope,
kind.
and
Love
love,
is that.
and it tells the charity is not this.
Mhm.
Yes, that defines
Love is
what love is,
extending
and it's
kindness.
a decision. It's a decision to be all of those things every day. You wake up, you look over at the person. I just said earlier, I don't like you right
But I
now,
love you
but I'm gonna go make breakfast
regardless.
because this is what we
Exactly.
do. Because I am kind,
Exactly.
and because I'm not holding a record of wrongs, and because I'm not boastful, and yeah, and I'm not full of pride. That's what
And you
love
know what?
is. So I am gonna do what I'm supposed to do
And you know what that
regardless.
works out to be, Artie?
Regardless.
It works out back to the submissiveness. That's what it is. Because when you love,
And you know
you
what?
ended up giving up oneself. And all of those things turn back to
You know,
submission.
and here's the thing now. I want to submit, and this is where I have conversations with my unsafe female
Mhm,
friends, and them struggle with this
mhm.
point, and I'm like, it's hard for you to get a man that is worth submitting to if he is not submitting to
That
God,
is it, because it starts from there.
True.
because because he has to know what role he's supposed to play. He has to know, even if your wife is on the petty stuff,
You have to stand your
you
ground.
don't get to be
No,
petty. As a man, you don't get to go down to her
tit
level.
for
You have to
tat,
bring her up to
tit for tat.
yours. Yeah, you don't get to do that. So even if I'm in a situation, and my woman vexed with me and she says she's not gonna make
You get
breakfast
up
or
and say, honey,
whatever,
would you like some eggs?
I can. Not well, no, not necessarily, not necessarily, because you don't wanna
That
encourage
type of
or
behavior,
reward the
that type
bad
of
behavior.
behavior. So
You
when it
understand?
cool down,
It
you have to have
so
the
it
talk.
depends,
Hmm
it depends, because maybe you might use that and say, all right, fine, you don't want to make breakfast, no problem, I'll make the breakfast. If you're using that as
To
a
get
way
to have the
to break the ice
conversation.
so that we
Yeah,
can have the
yeah.
conversation, You
Right.
understand? But not in
To
a way like you're
facilitate.
saying, okay, she won't do it, so I'll just do it without having the conversation so that she can sleep what she's supposed to be doing. And you doing what you're supposed to be doing, plus doing all of this extra
Yeah.
stuff as well. Eventually you're gonna burn out and that's gonna cause a problem. But as a
Mm-hmm.
man, you get up and you do what you're doing
Mm-hmm.
same way. Because yo, man carry themselves different from
Yeah.
woman. When woman are trace and a malice and whatever, you're not supposed to
And
dip
that
on
is
that.
what the
You
men
just are doing the
already,
things the
that's
same
how the
way.
men
It look
behave.
like you know meet some of them man
That is
yet,
how
you
they
know. You know
behave.
meet some of them man cause them man you can
Oh my
trace.
goodness, you
Them
know.
trace out right and you have to say, what keep right here,
No
sir.
man.
Are you the man
All
or
right,
the
but all right,
woman?
so all right, so watch this. So watch this. I don't know if you guys have picked it up as far, but I am a man of many words.
Yes.
You understand? So this is something that I myself had to learn that you don't go back and
No,
forth
never
with a
you do that.
woman.
It
You
goes
understand?
nowhere.
You know, yeah, it
It
don't
don't
make
go
any
nowhere, I tell
sense.
you.
You understand?
It's best if to
As
heed,
a
step
man,
back. You see, when a
never.
woman realizes that a man is quiet, she becomes quiet, you know. May I tell you that? Because she's
No, 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 no,
wondering,
no. No, no,
you're not
Gussa.
quiet, G?
Wait, miss. Nothing like that, miss. No, hold on,
Oh
hold
my
on.
God.
I'm not even talking
Listen,
about me.
you sound like you
Because
need some
first of
rope, you
all,
know.
hold
You
on,
need some rope.
no, 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 no. I'm not talking about myself.
Oh, okay.
Because first and foremost, any man can tell you that I've been with.
Mm-hmm.
Me not like the arguing thing.
Mm-hmm.
You start, I get quiet.
Yeah, I get quiet.
I
I
get
don't talk.
quiet.
I get quiet. I don't like quarrels and
Simple.
stuff.
I don't I
I
don't
don't do
talk much when I'm
quarrels.
upset or something is
I
bothering
don't do
me. You
quarrels.
not hear me. I don't talk, I get
Yeah.
quiet. And I've been with men who they're the ones that start
No,
tracing and me I
no,
look on
no,
them
no,
and what it
no.
happening. And I'm saying, okay. And when it is that
But
I'm
hang on a
quiet,
second. Let me ask you
hold
a
on,
question
hold on,
though,
No,
Jade.
hold on,
no.
Jade,
hold
let me
on, hold on. Hold on now. It's when it is that I am quiet, they tend to go on more. Okay, we're talking about a woman. Sometimes
Yes,
with
man.
women, when men get quiet, them find it now for continue and go on. I have seen men get quiet, and I have seen women go and start going on top of their voice because they're not being heard, and you're not listening to me, and you're not responding to me, and you're not paying me no mind, and you're ignoring me.
well,
And
all
women
right,
don't
so
like
here's
to
the
feel
thing.
ignored.
Glory, this is when the man
All
have
right,
to
so
take
here's the
lead.
thing. There's a difference. There's there's a difference. Yeah, exactly. Because guess what? You can lead through
Of
silence, you
course.
know. There's a difference between leading through
Yeah,
silence and just being
yeah.
quiet. You understand? Because you get quiet and you put yourself in a position for the woman to walk over you,
That's
and
it.
she
She
will.
will
But
stand
you
your
have to be
ground.
in control of the
Yeah.
situation, and you might have to let her know. Say,
Not
yo,
gonna have
listen.
this.
You see all of this back
I'm
and
not
forth
having
right
it.
now. It's fruitless. It's not going anywhere. I'm not doing
Exactly.
this. When you're ready to
I
calm
will talk
down
with you.
and have a discussion, I will
Argument
talk with you.
done.
Until then,
Mhm.
later. You
That's
understand? I mean,
that's the quiet
that's
I'm
it.
talking about. That's the way of doing it. Because what I think happen in
Yeah.
relationships, from the beginning, we allow things to happen and we say nothing about it. And it's like having a sore. We don't do anything to address it and it just gets worse. I can speak of my first
Right.
marriage that I had. When I mean I was submissive, I know what submission is, you know. I was submissive to the point that I lost myself. I
Mm.
forgot who I
Been there,
was.
been there,
So I'm
been there,
saying,
done that.
and that is one way we if we confuse submission with love, we are in out for a terrible ride. Because this is the time that we open
True.
ourselves of being abused and used and consider as just a fixture. You understand me? So I mean,
Yeah.
I am looking at relation and no, this is how I am now. Because I've gone through all of that, people might think that I'm not aggressive. I just stand my ground and speak what I have to say. And I'm not cutting any corners. I speak it as I see it. So because of that, that is how I have
Right.
become. Because of all my previous life, I was when I'm in total submission, you know. When I mean total, I mean to
Yep.
every aspect of the word of submission. That's how I was. Because I'm saying this is the man I love and I have to make sure that everything I do, I was one of I did everything. Everything he said go.
So
I
to
did not
stop it. You
understand.
don't want to go to church
No,
without being
exactly. So
finished.
now I
Okay.
realize, oh, I thought it through. It's like approaching thing as a business, which you were saying all of that, and I keep saying business because it really work out to be in that. And what the business is a partnership. It's not just a single man doing his own
Mm-hmm.
thing. Everybody have a part to play and a role to play. It's like doing a movie. It's like on a line when they're manufacturing things. Everybody have a part to play in division of labor in order for the completion of
Right.
anything that you're working on. So a lot of times when we look at the submissiveness and think that it's a good thing, you may submit oneself, but not submit your entire self to everything and conform to everything, even if you don't agree. Is accepting what is good
Have
for you
boundaries.
also and for the other person, and allowing yourself and to create balance. And I think that's a lot of things that get
Have
lost in
boundaries.
relationship. We are not able to create the balance and also look at the ultimate goal for the unit as well as the individual goal. And because we lost sight of all of that, that is how we have so much turmoil in terms of relationship and marriages, because we are just not, everybody's just thinking of themselves and forgetting about the other. And then next thing, a lot of these men, they have become
Right.
so much of a shallow Al that they're not looking for woman for substance. They're looking for woman to just carry on your arm like a handbag. And when all of that
Not
is
only
done
that,
and
they want
dry up,
women to take
Well,
care
all
of
right.
them
they
now.
want to come. They don't look for.
Yeah.
They
All
want
right.
a package that is wrapped up nice and pretty, but there's nothing inside of it. Absolutely nothing. And I think that is how men make
Well,
these
no, hang
bad
on a second. Let
decisions.
me. All right. So let me correct that correct statement that you're
Mm-hmm.
making. Let me adjust it a
Mm-hmm.
little. Boys make that
You're
decision.
right. Oh, that's right. True.
Boys go after that.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And that's the problem. We have such an abundance of boys in men frame
Jesus have
and
mercy.
girls in woman frame. And that's why we're making all of
Yep.
these bad decisions and all of these bad connections. You understand? So that's why I said earlier,
So,
but men, you have to work on becoming a man first before you pursue. And you see, once you become a man, you're able to. Let me tell you something. Right now, I I had gotten to a phase in my life where I was turned off by pretty women.
why? Why
Mm.
does
Turned
that?
off, completely turned off.
You don't think that
Why?
pretty woman
Let
just
me tell you.
always
Let me tell
hurt
you
you?
why. Because no. But it's just that I got to a place where I was just on social media and I would see a pretty woman, a profile or a picture of a pretty
Mm-hmm.
girl, and I would say,
Jesus.
I know what I'm expecting in her, but I said, let me click on her profile and try to prove
And
myself
they
wrong.
always.
And nope, I'm never wrong. When I go on there, it's a bunch of duck clips. You know that thing where them posing, but them not saying anything and them just angling the
Oh
camera.
God.
Just
Yep.
vain. And you can just tell that them have nothing else to offer but their looks.
Mm-mm.
That was such a turn off for
I
me.
consider that
You
an
understand? But there
unpackaged.
was a
It's unpackaged goods.
right. You understand? But there was a time in my life where I would run after those
Yeah.
women. Yeah, there was a time. I remember when I was a really young guy. I don't remember the age, but from a very young, Halle Berry having problems. Halle Berry always have man
Yeah.
problems. I don't know if
Yep.
she finds some stability
She
right
kind of
now,
remarried the
but
other
from
day.
a young and I couldn't. She
I
what?
think
She
she
what?
got married the other day again. Remarried.
She
Yeah,
always
me
a get
know. She
married though,
always
so that
like
so that
hurt.
don't mean anything. So, yeah, yeah, Halle Berry got married and it's a Wednesday. What's new? But the thing is that at that
Mm-hmm.
age, at that age, I was saying to myself, what sane man would walk away from
She's
Halle
so
Berry? You see, Halle
beautiful, and
Berry,
she's so
she's
beautiful.
drop
Yes,
dead
she is.
gorgeous. She's
Mhm.
beautiful, her body on point, the woman
Yes.
flawless. You know, why would a man walk away? Because let me tell you something, and this is another thing for women and for men to
Yes.
understand. It doesn't matter how beautiful a woman
Mm-hmm.
is. After a while, the beauty don't impress you
Needs
anymore.
more.
I'm more to say that. I'm more to say that
Mm-hmm.
right, because you can still look on her every day and just be
You
amazed
know,
that
she's
she,
so
you know,
beautiful
and
and
you would
flawless.
tell her, say, "Yo, baby, you are so
Mm-hmm.
beautiful," but it not impress you, it not frighten you
Mm-hmm. It
anymore.
wear off,
You
as the
understand?
men would say, wear
So
off.
if
I
you
don't know.
can, it's yeah, it's just like you buy a brand new car, you're excited
They
about the
won't.
car, but then after a while, it's just a
Yeah,
car.
that's true.
You understand? So 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 so
Substance.
so with your woman, don't make a decision just based on her looks, because the looks is going to quote unquote
Yeah.
wear off after a while, and then you're gonna be looking at yourself and thinking, why am I with this
Yep.
person?
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
understand? So, and women also make sure you develop a person. Make sure you be versed, read about even one
And
subject
can't talk
area
on it.
or one thing, and can have
Public,
an intelligent
publication.
conversation about it. You understand? Even if it's a thing where, because you know what, him carry you out and you just quiet and you can't talk in front of your friend
Exactly.
them. You,
They
you
just have
understand?
to
So
do
so
the
you have
must just
one thing.
pause.
You have one thing, even if there, you understand? So have even one thing where you're versed on, and you just sit down and you're quiet all night. But when them bring up that one thing, you can say, hang on a second, hang on a second. I
That's how
believe that
that's how you can come up in another conversation. Or if anything, you bring it up. Bring it up.
you
If it
bring it
not
up.
come up, you bring it up.
You understand? But all right. So I don't know. Okay, I don't know how crude I can get, but there's this
Yeah, get
comedian
crude, man.
that made a perfect example. Yeah, you say unfiltered enough. So guess
Talk,
what?
man. Do the things.
This guy said he was talking to the woman in the crowd, and he said, "Ladies, tell me something. If, let's say, hypothetically something happens, there's a accident or something like that. Your boyfriend show up to the hospital, and the doctor say, hey, listen, man, I'm really sorry to tell you this. You know, as you know, your girl has been in a really bad accident, and surgically we have to remove her vagina so that she can live.
You try use your
Ladies,
mouth.
what are you going to?" He said, "Ladies, what are you going to do to keep your man?"
Yeah. Something.
You
And
try
the
keep
room
your mouth.
quiet, and
Use your mouth.
so then he
Use your
said,
mouth, me.
so then he said, hang on, no. So then he said, listen, it's not a rhetorical question. You can't answer. So a few women shouted out oral, and some other women shouted out anal or whatever. And he's like, okay, all right. So he said, this is my problem with you ladies. You have a problem when men speak down to you and subjectify you,
Putting
but
yourself
you
in it.
guys are referring to yourselves as basic whores because all you have to offer is your
Yes.
body. Nobody said, learn how to play video games,
Just
learn how
something
to tell
together.
jokes, learn how to have conversations. Like these are all other things that make up the full package of who you
Yeah,
are
but it's
as a
not the full
woman.
package. You need to learn how to have the conversation, play the video game, be involved in the sports, and learn to use your mouth for other things because man also going to want to be fulfilled in that era. So yes, you're gonna
Right.
have the conversation. How long are we gonna talk now before something happen and the flag raised? How much games are we gonna play now before? After all of that, yeah.
But
After the
listen,
cooking, I can still cook, I can do whatever.
but But listen, honestly, that's a different conversation, because guess what? Not everybody into that,
Well, so I mean the
So
fact that everybody's just looking for different pockets. They're so shallow. They're not thinking of always giving their body. They're not thinking about what is inside of them, the
No man.
essence and the core of who they
I do
are.
right.
understand that. And I do get it. I do
Yeah.
get it. And the funny thing is, before I got married to anybody, I asked myself, God forbid, if anything happened to my partner, what is that I'm going to be able to contribute? When I normally say that to people, they're like, oh, you're still going to think about them something there. I'm a thinker, number one. So I think about everything. I think about every possible thing that can happen. How am I going to deal with it? And what is the solution for these things? So when I think about that, I think, what is it that if I marry this person and this happens, what is it that I'm going to be able to do? Is my first thought going to be, oh, let me run out and find somebody else? Or is my first thought, how do we get through this? How do we read upon it? How do we get through a difficult situation without bringing other crises or bringing other obstacles or bringing other things into the marriage to deal with it? So if that happens, and yeah, I'll be able to talk to my partner. He's right here, so don't it? I'll be able to still cook. I am involved in everything that he does. There is no aspect of his life that I'm not
Oh,
involved
that's
in.
good.
But then when it comes to terms where that is concerned or anything is concerned, after the conversation, after the video game, after you eat, your flag still has stand up. What am I going to do? So yes, I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. But at the end of the day, a man and the power don't work for everybody same way.
Yeah,
So
but I
people
was
still
saying
and
it
the
now.
ears can't hold it neither. So you have to find no, we are being truthful where things are concerned. So yeah, we have to find a way to satisfy and to please our partner, whether male or female. every aspect, not just one. So yeah, we can communicate on one. So he may say it's shallow, yeah. We may say, okay, because we bring our bodies there, we're objectifying our bodies. Yeah, well,
That's
I'm a
what they
whore for
want
my
anyways.
husband
That
because
much
when
true.
I decide to do anything and change up myself, definitely I'll be a whore in
Right,
that terms for him.
okay, but here's the thing. But the point that he was going at is that there's more to it than there's more to what we want from you than just your body. We're not saying we don't want your body. We're not saying we don't want you to be creative and all of these type of things. It's like there's another instance where a woman said to him, "All men want from woman is sex," and the
To
guy
give them.
said,
That's not true.
No, hang on," and the guy said, all we want from women is not sex. But if sex
Nope.
is all you
We'll
have to
take it.
offer, we will
We'll
take
take
it.
it.
That's what I'm
We'll
saying.
take it. It's free.
So
It's
You
free.
so what
understand?
I'm saying, or it comes back to the same thing, is what we're willing to give and what we're willing to accept. Is what we allow, a lot of things I'm
Right.
doing is we allow it, because we have the choice, but we allow
So,
it.
okay, all right. So listen, you had said that earlier, and I wanted to cement it, and I didn't get the chance. So like I say it again, people, we are the ones that teach
To
others
treat
how
us.
to
Yeah,
treat us.
I kid you not.
True.
I've learned
Thank
that.
By
you.
what we are, by what we
Yeah, I
allow.
have learned that.
You
I tell
understand?
you now.
So the first time somebody violates, you need to check
Right
them,
away.
and not in a disrespectful way, but you say, "Hey, listen, that is not
Yeah,
acceptable."
Yep.
You understand?
And
That
don't
is
be
not
afraid
acceptable,
to.
I learned
Don't be
that.
afraid to either.
yeah, don't be afraid to
I
say it.
learned that. I tell you that.
As
You
long
say,
as it's
"Listen,
done respectfully.
yeah, yeah, I'm not comfortable with that, and I would appreciate it if it never
Yeah.
happened again." And set boundaries.
Boundaries.
And then also, here's the next thing: don't be the type of person to make threats
And
and don't
yes,
follow through
yes,
on it.
yes.
If you tell somebody that
Listen
if
If
you
to
you
me
tell
say you
now.
leave,
somebody
you're gone,
that
and that's it.
hang on, hang on,
Pack up
hang
your
on,
things and go
Yes,
on.
hang on. If you tell somebody that if you put your hands on me again, I'm leaving,
yeah,
leave.
I've learned
Because
that.
the minute you don't
It
leave,
becomes the norm.
you tell them that's you teaching
You
them
can
that
do it.
not only is it okay to
Yeah.
hit me, yeah, but not only is it okay, but also you can't trust anything that I say
No.
to you.
Yeah.
True. True.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing with kids,
Mm-hmm.
you know. You don't promise a kid a whooping
And don't
and
give it
don't
to them.
deliver.
Yeah.
Because in that kid's
You have to
mind, they're going to
deliver
say,
the
"Mommy
whooping.
soft, daddy
You
soft."
not beat the
You
man.
understand? Right. And they're going to continue in whatever behavior it is that you don't want to see them in. But again, this is a different
True.
topic,
True.
and I don't want to not do it justice by just skimming over it. You know, I think we do well by staying on the broad the topic that we're on as far as
Mm-hmm.
submitting. And again, I said it's a respect
Yes, it
thing.
is.
If a woman respect the man, it comes
Yeah.
naturally. If the woman feels safe, it
Naturally.
comes
That's true.
naturally. You understand? If she trusts you that you are not
It comes naturally.
asking her to do something that is going to endanger
Mm-hmm.
herself, it
Naturally.
comes
Naturally.
naturally. So
Yeah.
as a man,
So
you have to learn to carry yourself a certain way. You don't command submission. Just like how you don't command somebody to love
Yes.
you. You
mm-hmm.
understand?
True.
You carry yourself a
Automatic.
certain way, and if you deserve it, somebody will give it
Mm-hmm.
to you.
Yep. They'll give you what you need
So,
once it is that you put yourself out there in a particular way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and again, that's
So
assuming that this is a good woman. If she's
Here you
because
go too.
you might be doing all because you might be doing all the right things,
mm-hmm.
you know, but the respect just don't
Yep.
come. You understand? And that might be a sign to you that okay, maybe I need to walk away
Exactly.
from this.
Exactly.
You know, it's not
It's a
it's
red
not
flag.
just
Take the red
it's
flag
not
and
just
Yeah.
go. Mm-hmm.
it's not just women who need to walk away from bad
Men.
situation. Men
Men a
need to
It's
walk
lot.
men
away
A
too.
lot.
also.
You
A lot.
understand?
Men.
And let me stick up in here. So with the walking away, if you come
Mm.
home and you see your woman with another man, don't get violent. It's not worth it. Just walk
Mm.
away. Because
Pack up
here's
your
the
things
thing.
first and walk away.
Pack up your things and left.
Here's how you go and spite. Here's how you spite that woman. She, even though she's stepping out of the relationship, there's still something that she
With you.
values and don't want to lose. That's why she's still with you.
Exactly.
You understand? So So what you do is you take that away from
For
her.
Jesus.
By taking
Yeah.
away yourself, you take that thing away from her. You
For
understand?
Jesus.
So you don't have to go all the way. You don't have to go all the way for hurt her or for
Yep.
hurt the guy. No, just stick with
Yep.
yourself.
You
That
know,
I'm
you know,
telling you that is
this is
enough. Take a,
this is a
take away
topic
yourself
that
and don't.
this is a piece of topic that need a part two to it because yeah,
I'm
it
telling you, so
definitely need
many
a part
things coming
two
out of
Yep.
it.
because
Yeah, but
there's
man,
so many things. There's so many things
men,
that is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, but seriously,
There's so,
men, you don't need to become violent. You don't need for get revenge. Just take away
Mm.
yourself. You
and don't
understand?
listen to nobody and poison him. Just leave. And
Yeah.
Just leave.
you see, on that note, on that note, we are gonna wrap up. We're not poisoning nobody right here, so we're just gonna pack up and leave. So on that note, we definitely need
Right.
a part two, Tia and
Yeah,
Artie, where this
definitely.
is concerned, because trust me,
Mhm.
it needs a part two. And yeah, but we are out of time. We are out of time, and it was such an interesting topic, and there's so many points that came up. It's always great to have this conversation with a man and a woman and not just a woman. Many persons tend to have this conversation with a woman and don't get to hear the man's point of view to it. So at least we are now hearing a man and
Perspective.
we're hearing a woman, and we are seeing perspective, different perspective. And this is what Unfiltered is about. We're here the raw deal of things. You hear the ins and outs of it that you don't normally hear because people don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. But we are the unorthodox Christians here who will speak about it, whether anybody wants to be offended or not. It is what it
Mm-hmm.
is. Yeah. So we are gonna wrap
Right.
up, and we want to tell everybody thank you for
So,
listening to the Unfiltered. Yes, yes, are they?
um, Miss Jade, before you dismiss us with your choice
Yeah.
blessings, um, remember I started the podcast by saying
Mm-hmm.
that I'm a musician, so I'm just gonna throw my IG page out there. It's O2DR, like O, the number two, letter
Mm-hmm.
D, letter R. Um, be prepared when you come to my page. You're not going to just hear the typical Jesus love you, Jesus love you. I
No.
talk about all kind of stuff in my music. You understand? Just reality type
Okay.
stuff. Right now, the project that I am promoting is a love project, so you're going to hear some love songs. But I kind of interchange them. Like I will drop a hardcore gospel project, and then I will drop a relationships project because people need. Obviously, this conversation is stemming from the fact that we need guidance in our
Yeah.
relationships. So I talk about those
True.
things as well in my music. My music cover a wide plethora of
Mm-hmm.
True.
things. So just know, say if you come to my page, it's not going to be
Just be
just the typical
prepared.
Christian stuff. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's O2DR, and God bless you all. Thank you for having me, Jade.
Yes.
I enjoyed this discourse with you and
Mm-hmm.
Tia, and
Yes.
I look forward to doing this again sometime
Okay,
soon.
great.
Definitely. Definitely. So thank you guys, and listen up for our next episode again next week, Tuesday. Thank
Bye.
you.